Hello, everybody. I just wanted to make a short video about a very special man, and his name was Victor Wood. Yeah, alam nyo, growing up in the 70s, that was the golden years of OPM, and shortly before that was the infancy, of OPM. And that time, they were the stars. Yan. Sila Julius Obregon, sila Boy Mondragon, the list, of course, Darius Razon, Victor Wood, and Eddie Peregrina. And noong mga panahon na yon, wala pa masyadong original composition. As a matter of fact, there was a time na hindi sisikat ang kanta galing sa abroad kung hindi kantahin muna ng local. Di ba? Balita, di ngayon, pag kinanta ng foreigner, dun pa lang tayo makikinig. Dati, hindi sisikat dito kung hindi pasikatin ng Pilipino. No? So, ganun yun noon. And this guy, Victor Wood, I was a young boy, man. I don't know, I was 5, 6, 7. Talaga nakita ko yung energy ba yung charisma, and I was his number one fan. And I do remember my lola's boy ako. My lola would take me to his house kasi meron siyang fans day every Tuesday and Thursday. I think I got that right, yeah. And with us, we would even take the bus, commute going to his house. And Victor would always be dun sa balkonahin ng apartment niya. Minsan nakasandot, nakapajama pa yan, and he would welcome us. But he would always single me out, And he would say, Lola, Mami, nandiyan ba yung number one fan ko? And I'd say, nandito ako. And he would call me, sabi niya, papasukin na yan si Rani. And we had this portable ponographo, kung tawagin. It was like an attache case. It was red, about this big. De baterya yon. Pwede kang magpatugtog ng 45 doon. It had a small speaker. It was made of plastic. And I remember having this toy Armalite, no? Siyempre, bata. Armalite. Siyempre, malikot ako. Nabali ko yung dulo ng Armalite. Yung dulo niya mukhang microphone. So I kept that, and Victor would come down, sit on his front porch, and say, "Ano kakantay mo para sa akin ngayon?" Sabi ko sa kanya, bibong-bibo. Sabi ko, "Ano gusto mo?" Sabi niya, yung paborito mo. O sige, yun ulit, slipin and slidin. And then I would say, "Lola, Mami na." I called her Mami na. "Paki-play." And then she would play it, and I would lip-sync and sing in front of him. Been told a long time ago, I've been told. And you would see it. Even as a young boy, I could appreciate the look of joy, and he would really have that sparkle in his. And this guy's incredibly good-looking man, big stature, It was larger than life for me. And he would get up, sing and dance with me as I lip sync his songs. And that was it. He was my hero. And this was before another hero came in. This was years before Rico J. Puno came into the scene, And there are some things about this man na hindi natin napapag-usapan at hindi alam ng karamihan. But this guy here is an OPM hero. I say that because he, alongside my primo, Julius Obregon, and some more artists, they sacrificed their careers because they went out to expose payola. They exposed, all these things about the industry na was kept secret. Everybody was mum about it, but they were brave. And they've been warned. Alam nyo, delikado yung mga karir nyo dito sa pinaglalaban nyo. But they did fight for the rights of the Filipino artist. And make no mistake, it was Victor Wood and with Julius Obregon and some more. But he was in the thick of it all, and he really sacrificed his career dahil at that time people wouldn't play his songs anymore, in the industry. They came to a point, I was listening to the radio and the DJ would say, ito yung next record ni Victor Wood. And they would paparinig pa sa microphone na binabasag yung kanyang mga plaka. So, at the height of his career, it was put, nahinto. Everything was on hold, it stopped. And then he just disappeared. And next thing I know, he was in America. I think he was working there. But, fast forward years later, so I become this professional. I made it, and I had my record and my hits. And so I was doing big shows, and I found myself in a big concert. There were various artists, and there was this big bus, like probably the biggest tour bus I ever saw, and that served as our waiting area. No, I remember it was in Rizal Coliseum, and I heard from the grapevine that Victor was trying to make a comeback. And he even came out with a record called Ang Pagbabalik, and so to my surprise, I was there. Inip na inip ako, dami namin artist. We were there in the bus for a long time, and then this guy comes in, and it was Victor Wood. And you gotta remember, the last time I saw him live, I was that young boy singing to him, and after that it was just on TV and movies that I would see him. So finally I'll be face to face with this man. And so he went by the aisle and he stopped, and I said, "Magandang gabi po, senyor," because that's what we call people ahead of us. We call them senyor. "Senyor, magandang gabi po." And then said, "Raimundo." I said, opo. "Alam mo, binibili ko yung mga plaka mo sa American. Nadudun ako." And ako, talaga ba? Binubola ba ako nito? Sabi niya, "Gusto mo, kantayin ko pa sa'yo eh." Ako naman, sige nga ako. And then he said, "Hanggang kailan matitiis?" Oh my God, he knows my song. Sabi niya, yeah. Ang mga albums nyo dito, binibenta yan sa, tawag dito, sa grocery, sa mga pharmacies, basta sa Amerika, sa mga restaurants, mga Filipino restaurants, nandoon lahat yan. And binili ko. And then, he was about to take his seat, and I said, "Senyor, sandali lang po." "Ano yun?" Sabi niya, I was just wondering sa ako, do you happen to remember a young boy na #1 fan? And then, he froze, And then before I could say some more, he said, "Teka lang, you may lolang mataba." Sa ako, opo. "Yung may maliit na ponograpong kulay pula?" Sa ako, opo. And then sabi niya, "Yung may kunwari microphone pero galing sa sirang laro?" Sa ako, opo, ako ba? And then, hindi niya pinatapos yung salita ko. He embraced me so tight. I mean, this guy is pretty huge, and then I saw in my peripheral, until I really looked at him, he was tumutulo luha niya, and he just said these words that I wouldn't forget. And he was shaking. He said, "My son." And everybody in the bus started to look. "Uy, anak mo ba yan?" Hindi, figure of speech. And then he wiped his tears and he said, "I had a feeling it was you. I knew you would amount to something. And I will never ever forget that moment." And alam mo kung sinong witness noon, kasi during that, it was really a tender moment, I mean, the guy who inspired me finally sees me again. He knows me, he acknowledges it, he remembers. It was a tender moment. And then here comes the late Claire de la Fuente. "Okay, break it up, boys. That's enough drama." And we all started laughing. But she was witness to that, and I think a handful, So anyway, I just want to say thank you to Victor Wood. I don't think I'd be an entertainer, an artist, a musician, if not for these people uh, who showed me the way, you know. And Victor, maraming salamat sa lahat ng ginawa mo para sa OPM. I never got to meet any of your children, but you guys should be very, very proud. And from the bottom, the deepest curtains of my heart, maraming salamat, Senyor. And we'll jam again, but not just yet.